today. So I'm just going to talk for a couple minutes and make sure everything works out good. And hopefully that'll help with the disconnecting issues, which I have spent quite a bit of time digging into recently, and it appears to be on my ISP. So I'm looking into different ISPs and seeing if maybe that'll help. Ooh, hot. Good morning. Welcome to Livecoding with me, Rachel. Today we are going to be continuing to work on a project that we've been working on for a bit, and the point is to basically rebuild the New York Times dialect quiz. So I'm going to bring this up, which we bring up every time. Well, just about. So the idea is that there's a number of multiple choice questions, comme ça, and you answer all the multiple choice questions, and at the end you get a little map of where in the United States people talk most like you, and also information on, I'm sorry, just make sure I have my monitors all correct. Something else. The map, and the top 3 places that it sounds like you are from. So, I've been talking all this time. I still got 30 seconds before the stream catches up with me. It's the first time I've tried it. Hopefully it's worth the annoyance of me having to handle with a big old delay. So, this is what we are basically recreating. And we actually had the chatbot, the assistant, up and running. And the thing that it did that was a problem was the answers that it spat out, I guess, is how you'd say that, were wrong in a just extremely humorous way, I would say. They were not anything like the correct answers. Alright, looks like the stream is going. Excellent. And the delay has caught up. You will be delighted to hear. So there's a 2-minute delay right now, which is far more than there usually is. So I am not ignoring you if I don't respond to your message right away. I just did not see it because I'm in the future. All right. Hello, Rom. Again, I'm not ignoring you. It's just going to be a while before I say hi. So that's what we've done. So our assistant that we built was giving us ridiculous answers. And I sat down and I figured out that the reason for that was that we'd gotten the data already coded. So, bloop. Nope, that was the cleaned one. Nope. Just the raw data? Nope. There we go. So we got the data so that it looked like this. So for each column, we had a question, and then we had a number for the answer that the person had chosen for that particular question. And the original data set, this is actually the second version, I didn't have the data key, so I just sort of guessed which number corresponded to which answer and just did my best. And I think I did that decoding wrong. So we went through, we got a new copy of the data set courtesy of BurtBox. Thank you very much, Bert. And this one did have a data dictionary, and I decoded it again, being very careful and spending some extra time working on it. And I think it's right this time. And the answers that we're getting are much less nonsensical. Monty, hey, it's been a while. Good to see you back. Or Manny. I think it's Manny. I think I said it wrong. Sorry. Yes. So, what we've done so far is a bunch of data cleaning. That's all done. And we've been working on building our classifier. So the big difference between the second data set that we got and the first data set that we got is that the first data set had information about where the users were in terms of city-state. And the new data set that we got had it in terms of latitude and longitude. So I converted that into city and state using, nope, that's not it. Where's the latitude, longitude one? Using an online reverse geocoder that I paid for. It wasn't that expensive for me and where I am at in my life right now, but that's how I got around that problem, because we were trying to do it in Python, and it took about 600 milliseconds per lookup. And since we have 47,000 47,000 rows in our data set, that's it was slow. I let it run pretty much, I don't know, say around 24 hours, and it was not done. So at that point, I was like, I'm done with that. Good evening, Cricket Geek. It is, for me, it is morning, hence the coffee. I guess I do drink coffee in the evenings too. It's just decaf. So, where we are today is we have our dialect data. We have the county. Oh, that's right. County is the thing that I ended up using. So counties are like smaller administrative districts in the United States. Not every state has counties. Louisiana has parish. And in states like Virginia, cities are actually not part of counties. They're their own thing. But most U.S. states are divided into counties, which is sort of more accurate than state. And this is where we tried to reverse geocode. And it was a slow one. And here's where we do the encoding. So this we're going to have to port into our assistant, and the encoding. So this is taking the text input that the user would give and then converting it into the appropriate numeric input, and we want to make sure that we do that the same every time. Otherwise, we'll have, again, nonsense answers, which was our problem last time. And these notes are from before we did the reverse geocoding, when I was trying to figure out how to do latitude and longitude. And actually somebody on Twitter sent me an interesting suggestion that I'm not going to use because I'm happy with what we're doing right now. But thank you for the suggestion, Vivek. I actually need to respond to that. I just haven't yet. I was also on vacation last week, so I was at home ignoring my computer. All right, so state level data, and we found that with the 5 nearest neighbors, we were correct at the state level about 24% of the time, which was okay. We also tried a top 1 implementation using cosine distance that was also kind of okay. I think we had about 10% accuracy. And what I am thinking is, so I don't think county is going to be more accurate than state, right? Do I believe that? Yes, I believe that. A, there are more counties, so it's going to be harder to get a majority in 5 nearest. And B, I don't think the answers are going to be more cohesive on the county level. Do I think that? You know what, let's give it a shot. Let's try all of this in a state level. So I did say we were going to be exporting the model today, and we'll see if that happens. I have a bad tendency to get distracted. So what are we doing here? So try county level. I think county level will be less accurate, but we can find out. All right. So the thing I want to do then, I just want another one here. Yep, that's code. We're going to do the same thing that we did here, except instead of taking information at the state level, we also have the county level features. Yep. And did I have the... Nope. I don't have actually the model training. There we go. Boop, boop. Okay. So the big differences that we're going to do here are, let's just really check the head. I'm trying to think if there's anything that's going to be especially slow that I'm going to regret doing here. I don't think so. Oh, right. Yes. Okay, so we're not doing the reverse geocoding, so it's okay that we got an error there. Okay, there's neighbors, 0.33, because there's, that's actually a little bit better than the last run, and I'm sure that's just because of the test train split. So that's okay. All right, so county is 1, 2. Oh, actually, no. That's all the same. State dot county, because we're using the county. County. Input features. Actually, we don't need to redo the input features, huh? Because they're exactly the same. You sure about that? All right. Well, again, copying and pasting remains the thing that it is hardest for me to do during live coding. Get rid of that. Hello, Adil from Toronto. Or Toronto? Toronto? I know that there's like an African in there somewhere. Obviously, I'm not from Toronto. All right. I think I actually pasted. I think I pasted it twice. Pasted is what I was trying to say there. State level, that's not what I mean. County. All right, I think all that should be good. And then all I need to train here is that this is actually at the county level. County. Did I do that twice up here? No, I just pasted it twice because that's apparently what I'm doing today is pasting over enthusiastically. And it's not state level 5 nearest neighbors, it is the county level 5 nearest neighbors. All right. It's gonna take a minute. There are a lot of counties, so, all right. Well, not that bad. All right, counties, and then test model is the function we defined to do this, and then 200, I believe, is the number of cases that it will use. Fascinating. Okay, so it looks like every time I copy something and then paste it, it gets pasted twice, and that's not. This is like the 3rd time it's done it in a row. I will say the Jupyter Notebook handling in BB code is it's fine. I've used worse. I've used worse Jupyter editors for sure. But county. County. All right. We'll see how it do. Yeah, like 10%. Okay. Which I think is about what it was when we just did the first nearest neighbor cosi distance, which makes sense, because again, there's a lot of counties, so it's going to be a much more diverse classification problem. So I think I'm okay with not going at the county level. Hi, Crazy Joe? Maybe? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. So I'm okay with the state level. The other thing I wanted to do before we export this model, so I don't have to come back and retrain it a bunch, which would be fine, but I would prefer not to, actually, given my druthers. The other thing that we want to do is, I want the top 3, if possible. So I'm just going to real quickly Google sklearn, kneighbor, and classifier, and I want a way to get not just the top 1, but the top 2. So let's pull up the docs, see what we got. Leaf size P, metric params. Number of neighbors, weights, algorithm, power parameter. Okay, so that's not actually. Also, I feel like that should be a text variable and not a numeric variable, but I didn't write the package, so I'm sure there's a reason for that. Metric. Doesn't affect fit, class labels, effective metrics, output, otherwise true, nearest neighbors. Oh, interesting. It's good to know. So if there's Like you have, in the 5 nearest, you have A, B, B, C. If A comes first in the training data, you'll get A. If B comes first in the training data, you'll get B. Predict, get params, graph, score. Maybe it's predict. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is do predict probability and then get the top probabilities, probably. Graph. Radius graph. All right. I'm just gonna quickly see if somebody else has already done this. sklearn, kneighbors classifier, top 3. And then we also will resolve ties by just having both of the things that are tied. Components analysis, classifier, sklearn. Yeah, it's not working. Manny says, pasting twice. I think switching to the real Jupyter might be a good idea. Yeah, but this is the only thing I'm doing in Jupyter, so for me, the hassle is worth it so that I can keep my environment the same for the rest of my project. Because the assistant isn't built in Jupyter. It's built in, well, the backend's running in Python, and most of the editing that you do isn't actually in YAML. Coffee. Now, unless I'm misremembering, we've actually done this already. So I think I can find some code to... I'm trying to think of a word other than cannibalize. Reuse! Some word to reuse. Hello, Anarchy. Welcome back to the stream. Classifier encodings. I think this is the one. I actually think I wrote a function for it that I can use. Encoder classes, XGBoost, convert, train, export, prediction, feature importance, evaluation, top 3. Haha. All right. Now, did I not write me a function? I don't think I wrote me a function. Well, all right. That's okay. I think this will be enough to get started, and I will write me a function, and then we can use it. So, I'm just going to write myself a little note in here. Abandoned to inaccurate due to the number of counties. Also, probably not very interesting for folks not in the US. Because if I say you're from oh, you sound like you're from, Berkshire County. I'm from the US, and I only know that Berkshire County is in Massachusetts because it's next to the state code for Massachusetts. Or Chittenden. That could be anywhere. That could be in England. I would not know. Actually, there probably is. A lot of, especially on the East Coast, a lot of place names in the US come from England. All right, so we want the top 3. So, where was the documentation I was looking at that tells us how to get the probabilities back? It was here. Okay, I found it. Got a lot of tabs open. And then it was predict, right? So I'm looking for all of the predict probabilities for the test data X'd. Get back in there. There we go. All right. So this one's gonna be did paste twice. Very mysterious as to why that's happening. I did just update, so that could be the reason. Maybe I actually don't know how to roll back VB code updates. I'm sure there's a way. I just don't know it off the top of my head. And I'm not going to futz with it right now because I'm trying to finish this project. What is my model called? Also, I'm going to have to resplit. I just realized because I didn't set a random seed and I wrote over xtrain and xtest when I did the second model. So let's redo that. State 5NN is what it is called. So, except instead of predict, it's predict. I'm gonna wait for it to be recreated, and then hopefully we'll be able to use autocomplete. All right. No. Predict proba. Excellent. And then we need the test data, which I'm gonna say is x test through. Oh yeah, let's just do the top 20. Oh wait, was this by? Okay, I don't think this is going to be row-wise. I think that this needs one test case, which is actually fine because that's what we're going to be looking for when we run user data. Adil says, which software is this? So this is Visual Basic Code, VB Code. Sorry, Visual Basic is the name of the language. It's not the name of the thing. I am in Windows right now, and it is designed by Microsoft, to answer that part of the question. Manny says, it doesn't convert to-dos into real code yet. Yeah, I'm sure someone's doing that with GPT-3 right now as we speak, and it's going to create god-awful bugs. I don't know, the GPT-3 hype has been... woof. Anyway. Alright, X test is not defined. Is it because the X is uppercase? It's because the X is uppercase. Cool. NP is not defined. Oh, well, we can fix that. Import num. When I was first learning Python, one of the things that I found the most confusing was like when, like, the namespace organization and the hierarchical nature of the namespace. So like, why did I need to call the why did I need to like go like, it's in the library, here's the function for this, but not for this. And I like the whole like, a lot of my sort of like earlier work was very functional and object-oriented programming, which I have studied. Took a little bit of re-acclimating, I would say. Alright, top 3. And then let's just pop back here and see how I... Alright, and I think I just used this extremely hacky code, but for loop to test my accuracy. And you know what? I'm going to use that again. Let's calculate top 3 error. Alright. So, this... Do I need to create ytestCanN first? I think I do. Where did I create that? Okay, so it looks like ytestCanN is the data. So instead of being ytestCanN, it will be ytest state. Ugh, this is getting old real fast, let me tell you. Okay, so we're creating a new copy and we're resetting the index, presumably to loop over better, or because the original data is a subsample, so it'll keep the index of the original. I think it'll keep the index of the original data frame that it's from, not resetting the index. Okay, so resetting the index is now the first row is 0, the second row is 1, etc., instead of being randomly sampled from the original data frame. Pretty sure. Yeah, Manny says VS Code makes it hard to roll back. Oh, no, I don't like that. Well, hopefully it'll be fixed fast then. And discussion about the code thing. Adil says, I don't think tab 9 and kite are there yet. Yeah. And I also, with those sort of like code autocomplete things that are trained on real code, I really worry about security vulnerabilities. Because they're trained from like publicly available code, right? So if I know that people are training models that may or may not have a high degree of careful human supervision to generate code, I feel that it would be fairly easy for me to write a function that, say, a typo or a common typo and looks the same, or use like an invisible character that does something or imports something malicious. So I understand the appeal of code that writes itself. I am worried. I'm also fairly conservative when it comes to machine learning applications because there's so many ways to do bad things. No. All right, so also there's VS Code. Sorry, I keep saying VB Code. I think VB Code is something, and I think that that's the one specifically for doing VB stuff. Sorry if I'm confusing people. All right. So copy that items. All right. Y test state. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we're counting the number of errors. We're going through the... Oh, so we're doing all of these. All right, well, that's fine. Let's just do the whole thing. One is out of bounds for access here. Error count, unlock index, index value, y test state. So I thought that this was the top 3 one was doing the so I thought that what the top 3 one was doing was it was applying the canon to the whole to one. I thought that this was not going to work row-wise. It does work row-wise. So the way that this should work, nope. Oh, that's nice and easy. Okay. So I think actually it should work. The error is 1. Those can't be probabilities. It doesn't look like any of them are higher than 50, so I'm guessing these are indices of states. Let's look at the pred real quick, see what that looks like. All right, yeah, no, that's as expected. It's a array of probabilities. So each of these rows, no, sorry, it's array. Yeah, so each row should sum to 1. Error rate of 1 it seems wrong. That seems not good. It also looks like there's not a whole lot of repetition in here, so I'm not super worried about that. Let's look at you. What's up with you? Zip. Okay, so the problem that we have here is that our error rate is 1 because our state indexes are, like, our states, our true labels are the name of the states. But what we're getting back is the index of that state instead. So it's been label encoded, basically. So I need to get that prediction back to a state. How do I do that? Manny says calculate is correctly spelled. Oh, I don't care about spelling errors as long as we're consistent, right? So, fun story. I'm dyslexic and I almost failed 3rd grade because the spelling tests were bad for me. They were bad. I also got placed in an advanced Mandarin class because my dad speaks Mandarin really well. I don't. And also I failed Mandarin because they were like, you're not literate. I'm like, no, I don't know what you're saying. It was not a fun time for me. Anyway, so one of the things that my mom said to sort of like, console me because I was not doing great in school, was that in computer programming, you can spell things however you want as long as you're consistent, which is a tip that I've taken to heart. My mom was a programmer in like the 80s. She did really early factory manufacturing, electronicization, that's not the word, but like control systems, way back in the day. So, so I need to convert these. And the predictions, right. So the predictions are presumably 0 to 49. Well, actually, we don't have to guess this. That's not a thing we have to do. Prediction. $51. That is more dimensions than I expected. Oh, it's probably DC, right? Yeah, it's probably DC. Okay. So what's the order that they're happening in? What are the order of our classes and our labels? That's the way that we're going to need to... That's the thing we're going to need to figure out. Okay. So... let's see, it says maybe something in here. Check in with the chat. Hello. Ideal says identifying code variabilities is important. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Good to see you. Balamragan. Sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. Is there a good book course on Machine Learning 101, something that doesn't require math, code snippets / data sets and practicing with them? Oh yeah, there's if you're specifically interested in learning the sort of more statistical side, Statistics for Data Scientists, which I think is an O'Reilly book, has like a very code forward, basically you learn through writing R code. Also Fast AI is pretty good. I haven't taken it, but I've heard lots of really good things from people I trust. And I think it's fairly math light. Manny says, sorry, spelling, sorry, should not have brought up old memories. Oh, that's fine. I genuinely do not notice typos, so I appreciate people letting me know about them. Manny says, do you have any punch cards? No. I mean, she's not that old. She also was she's used punch cards. I don't think she has any. It would have been like the 80s? Mid to late 80s. Okay, so try probability. Let's check out what this says. Okay, array length shape, blah blah blah. Probability estimates for test data. The class probabilities, the inputs. Classes are ordered by lexicographic order, which means alphabetical order in languages that have an alphabet. I don't know how that would work in like Chinese. I guess like Mapo Dofo? Cool. Alright, so all we have to do is take all of our classes and alphabetize them, and then use that to convert our thing. So how do we know what all our classes are? Good job, Rachel. I was like, I bet there's a built-in set function, even though there's not a lot of other arithmetic for reasons that are... oh, yeah, and there's DC. Okay, so that explains the 51 things. If you're not familiar with American geography, there are 50 states, and also the District of Columbia, which is the capital, which has no federal representation. I have friends who live in DC. It's wild. In order to get, like, the city budget passed, it has to go through the National Congress. Yeah. Okay, so right now the top three. Oh. 50? Nope, that didn't work either. Okay. So I've deleted the thing that I was using, and I thought I had pasted it, and I had not. But fortunately, I remember the things. It was encoded data. Dot state. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is gonna be, let's just call this classes. Is that a built-in in Python? Sure hope not. Okay, so now what we need to do is to take the top three. Nope. Top three. Oh, it's running, I see. It's gonna take a second. So top three looks like this. So all we need to do is to use these to index into our... Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to replace these index with the 2-letter text code of the thing it indexes. Yeah? So, how are we going to do that? So we should have something called classes, right? Ugh. I know how to do this in R. It's just going to be way more complicated in Python. Adil says, I have to eat and drink coffee. Be back in a bit if you folks are still around. Oh, absolutely. Enjoy your coffee. Balamragan says, I've been working with Rasa for a bit. I'm having trouble with Rasa 0. I could do a lot of updates and want to figure that out. So you should be able to... if you have installed, so I've installed Rasa using Conda, and that's my Conda environment, so I should be able to just do pip. Okay. Did I spell it good? Nope. Beans. Maybe it's install update? It might be install upgrade. Fantastic. Okay. So pip install update, and then Rasa in whatever environment you're using will update your Rasa to the latest version, which is 1. For now. Oh, also we've changed our release schedule slightly to the middle of the month instead of the end of the month. So this month there will be the release is coming early. Just FYI, if you've been on our GitHub and wondering what is up, that's what's up. So hopefully that answers your question. Also, I apparently did need to update myself, so thanks for the reminder. Okay, so I have my classes. I have my top three. So what I want to do, can I just index in? Will that work? Object set object is not subscriptable. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to take top 3, 1, right. And I want to get those numbers and use them to index into classes. So I thought you could do that. Okay, but it's apparently not. What if I convert it to an array? Maybe that'll help. Can I convert it to an array? Is that a thing I can do? Will that fix my problem? Set object has no attribute array. Double for loop or nested list comprehension. Money says. I think the big problem for me is I'm still trying to figure out how do I get the third thing from classes, right? Convert set to, all right, Python. I'm just gonna Google that. Manny says, I would write the nested for version first and then convert it into a nested list comprehension. Oh, so start with the nested for. Yeah, might do that. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like you can do list classes. Fantastic. Okay, so what I should be hopefully able to do now, wish me luck, is index into this and get multiple answers. Only integer scalar arrays can be converted into a scalar index. Yeah, right. So I need to convert this into a scalar array. And it's not scalar because our integer is not scalar. Is it because it's typed? Everything's going to be typed though, right? Surely. Sorry, I'm just looking at a different a page with information on it, none of which is helpful for me right now. All right. Manny says make a list out of the set. Yeah. Also, I should mention there's a 2-minute delay, so I'm not ignoring you for 2 minutes. I'm just in the future right now. The future is frustrating, much like the present. Okay. So here's my problem. I can get one item at a time out, but I want all 3 at the same time because I'm greedy. And I don't want to have to write a cajillion loops, which is what Manny is suggesting, and I might have to end up doing that, but I don't wanna. I want it to work and apply. All right. Python retrieve multiple items from list with index array. Let's see if my search foo is going to be helpful here. Find the index value in an NumPy array. Find indices in a list values. Indices of value in the list. I think this is going to be backwards. Yeah, so that's not the thing that I want. So I'm just looking at a search tab in another window. All right, okay, this looks like maybe what I want. Let's see. Manny says, make a list out of the set. Your array is a 2D array. Top NM is what you want to use. Yeah, so it sounds like I do have to do each item individually, which I am not delighted by. Right. Okay, so it looks like this is, we could use enumerate or list comprehension with index. I think list comprehension with index sounds more like us. So let's give that the old college try. Let me see real quick. Also, I don't want to jinx it, but it's been about 47 minutes, and this long delay seems to be helping with the disconnect issues, which, again, extremely frustrating, seem to be my ASP. Don't love it. So, where was my... I clicked out of the tab because I'm full of hubris. All right, so... what they had, I'm not going to bother trying to set that. So, list classes, index I for I in top 3, 1. Call this X very originally. 12, not in list. Okay. Fantastic. All right, yeah, that's what we're looking for. Manny was right. I had to do it with list comprehension. All right, so what we need to do now is, where's that for loop? Current results. And then instead of using the first row every time, we're going to use the index from here. All right, and then instead of it being there, we're going to go here. Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. I don't love it. All right, hopefully we'll get a number lower than 1, so that's good. It's still very low. It's still way lower. Like way lower than the top 1. This should not be possible. So if 40% of the time we have the correct answer as the top answer, we should not have the correct answer in the top 3 answers only 6% of the time, right? Like, that's wrong. That's not how math works. Well, at this point, this particular math that I'm doing, that's not how it works. So, what's up? What have we done wrong? know, Manny's sharing some sample code that I think is pretty much what I just wrote. I'm sorry about the delay. I am not ignoring you. Vivek says, sorry, I messaged you. Oh, not at all. Actually, I mentioned earlier. I think it's a perfectly reasonable approach. I just had already committed to something else. But yeah, if I could share the data, I would recommend you try it out and see how it works. But unfortunately, I don't have permission to do that. So, yeah, and I think it's you made lots of good points about the fact that latitude and longitude have different amounts of coverage. So, and the Habersign formula is what Vivek was talking about. Yeah, not a problem. I saw it. I just haven't gotten around to getting through all my DMs recently. Okay. Oh, I need to deal with my LinkedIn. I need to just spend a day sitting and going through all my LinkedIn requests. I'm not very good about handling them. So, what's wrong? Something is wrong. Let's check out current results. I feel like that's the thing where we're most likely to get good. Oh my gosh. Florida, Illinois, and Oklahoma. Yas. And then index should still be set, right? Illinois. Illinois was in the top 3 results. Also, I think percent correct is going to be better. Than percent error. I think it's just going to be easier for me to understand. Yeah, that'd do it. How is this possible? So just to reiterate, let's look at a lot more. Maybe we just have small sample bias for the overall model. So the state phi of NN, this is the most likely state. I make an error with counties in there somewhere? Because we're looking at orders of magnitude higher error levels. And I don't know why. It's okay. True. Okay, so we have a 70% error rate in there. Oh goodness, excuse me. And sounds right. You should be adding 1 every time. All right, what's correct count? 129. And then what is index? 2300, which is about right. That's about the split that we did. Why? Why is the top 3 less accurate than the top 1? What did I do wrong? True is 1, right? Right? In Python, true equals 1. 0 is false, yeah? In Python, is true 1? Is true 1 or 0 in Python? Is it guaranteed that false equals 0 and true equals 1s in Python? In Python 2, this is not guaranteed. In Python 3, true and false are keywords that will always be equal to 1 and 0. Okay, I think there's a bug. I think we've made a mistake somewhere in our top 3 evaluation. That seems like the most likely answer to me. So, Manny says, maybe print your results so you can see how far the data is flowing through your for loop. Yeah, let's try that. Of course. Huge pain in the butt. Do not like that at all. Output was trimmed. Missouri, New York, New Jersey, Texas. Something ain't right. Something is very wrong. My guess is that it's our label encoding. It's going from the probabilities to the top 3. Because these are... Alright, I don't know whether... Well, let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm not sure whether it's the top... Let's see. So the answer is underneath it. So California, and then the top 3 were North Carolina, Connecticut, and Michigan. Not near California, any of those. Ohio, Massachusetts, North Carolina, and Kansas. I think Kansas is kind of close. Massachusetts is kind of close, but it's not. This is giving me, putting my hackles up. So Pennsylvania, North Dakota, Michigan, and Nebraska. New York, Florida, Wyoming, North Carolina. And it's not close enough that I think that it's off by like one state, right? Like, I guess MD and ME might. MI and NV might be. Oh no, actually MI and NC might be. Look, there's another one that said Michigan, North Carolina. Let's see if we can find another person. Michigan. North Carolina. Yeah. That's, Michigan and North Carolina, for people who aren't super familiar with the U.S., are not close to each other and are culturally pretty distinct. Pretty different from each other. Michigan, North Carolina, yeah. Oh, that's a pattern right there, huh? All right. So, I think our encoding is wrong. I think the encoding that we did by hand is wrong, which it just seems like the problem here with our the whole thing. and Ayush and Manny are like, yes, 1 and 0 in Python 3.x. Thank you. Good to know that's not guaranteed in Python 2, though. That seems like that's a good reason to switch right there. That someone can reassign true and false, which would be a good thing to do in malicious code that you wanted to sneak into somebody else's. Listen, I'm not saying you should. I'm saying it's something that you should watch out for. Yeah, this feels like an off by 1 error. That's not delightful. Not a huge fan of that. And I don't really know which direction it's off by either. Yeah, when he says your label encoding might have changed the order of the results, you know, it seems right. Is there... So it says that they're in lexicographic order. I guess one possibility is that I don't have all the classes represented in the training data. But that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't be a problem, because the encoding was done before the training data, so I'm not super worried about that. So... maybe there's a way to get the classes directly out of... the classes directly out of the model. That would be helpful. What was it called? Rachel, you said that what you were going to do this time is export your model. Well, I want to export a model that works the way that I want it to work, and not one that does not. So I think it's worth taking the extra time. Class. Oh. All right. Okay, let's try that. That seems much easier. And we actually don't need that then. Peace out. So we did a whole bunch of stuff we did not need to do. Let's see if this works. Output was trimmed. Texas, Washington, Michigan, Illinois, California, Oregon, in Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, California, Wisconsin. All right, this looks better. Yeah, this looks better. All right, so let's take out the printing and just get the results. All right, nice. Okay, so now in the top 3, we've got about 30% correct rate. In the top, in the top 1, we're about 30% correct. In the top 3, we're about 50% correct, which is great. Yeah, that's about what I'm looking for. And looking at some of those answers, they didn't seem as ridiculous as the other one did. So just to, well, I'm not going to print them all out again, but it seemed like they were states that were sort of like similar to each other, geographically and culturally. So, yeah, Manny says, do a unique list of all the states from your data set. So I did that. And I don't know what the difference is in ordering, but apparently it was there. Maybe it's because sets count from 1? Surely that's not something the Python would do, right? Right? That would violate a lot of underlying assumptions that I have about how the language works. Okay, so let me check the time. Oh, it is about time to wrap up. So What we did not do is the thing that I said we was gonna do, which, yeah, is fine. What we did do was take the top 3. So let's just really quickly here, just do this for one at a time. So to get nope, not how Python syntax works. There we go. Still not how Python syntax works. There we go. Woof. had an R moment there. Okay, so what are we gonna need? We're gonna need the model. We're gonna need the data. I think that's all we need, though. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this is the data. Nobody says it that way. That's just me being playful. And this is the model. All right. So we have our predictions, and then we need to take our predictions, and we need to take the top 3. All right. Because this gives us predictions for all of them, and we don't really care about all of them. We only care about silver, bronze, gold. That's not the order that those go in. But you know what I mean. And then we... Actually, that might be the way it is on the podium. Silver, bronze. Silver, gold, bronze? No, nothing is silver, bronze, gold. And then from there, we want to get that. And then the results, I'm going to need model.classes in top 3. And then we're gonna return the results. From here we should be able to do get top 3, and then the model is state 5NN. I'm gonna be explicit because explicit is better than implicit. Nope. That's from the Tao of Python, the Zen of Python, one of those ones. And then the data, we're just gonna do X test. Is that what we were using up here? Yep, and then I'm just gonna do the first one. Are you running something else? Name get top 3 is not defined. Alright. What about now? Fun error. Found an array with 0 samples, with a minimum of 1 is required. X checked array. Predict proba data. Okay, I've probably sliced incorrectly, and I'm sure in 2 minutes everyone in the chat is going to tell me that. There we go. All right. That makes sense. I've handed it an empty data. I don't like that it is empty, which I think makes perfect sense. Ooh. I want to undo. That wasn't it. Well, I'll just rewrite it. That's okay. So get top 3. Model is state 5NN, and the data is X test, and then we want just the first one. All right, and actually, can I get just the array? What's that gonna look like? Nope. Well, I don't have any idea of how to extract from the array, and we'll just handle that later, I think. So for the moment, I think we are good to go. This is what we're gonna run in our assistant. And on Friday, we're actually going to do the thing that I said that we were going to do. I'm going to take the model that works the way I want it to work, and we are going to blip, bloop, put it back into our assistant. And yeah, then it should give us surprising answers, shall we say. Surprising in a bad way. Like the surprise is that it's wrong, which is not usually a very good surprise. So I think we are good for today. So we did not do the thing that I said I was going to do, which is using the transferring the model. We'll do all that. That's sort of like last time we serialized. I'd prefer to use like an HDF5 or something that's going to be a little bit more resilient to changes in packages in the future. So yeah, that's what we'll do on Friday. Tomorrow we're going to have the Rasa reading group, same time. Me and Maddie are going to be reading the paper that we started 2 weeks ago. There was supposed to be a reading group last week. I super apologize. There's some technical issues on our end. I wasn't here, so I couldn't help with them. But we will definitely be back tomorrow for that. Hope to see you then, and if not, I'll see you on Friday. And enjoy your day. I'll talk to you later.